Good morning, family. Happy Tuesday. It is the 17th of December. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's having a great start to their week. So let's get straight into the daily market outlook. So as you guys can see from a dollar perspective from the 4 hour, we are obviously still currently very bullish. So if you look at the main, legs that are happening from a 1 hour, you can see that we're still very bullish at the moment. So again, we have not broke out of this range from yesterday. I gave this area yesterday from this low to this high as a 1 hour range. We did have a reaction from that. So if we drop down to the 1 hour, because this is all that really matters currently right now. If we drop down to the 1 hour yesterday, our high was here. And we come in, we created that inducement, that liquidity that people would have been looking at. Basically, sorry, it was here. The people were coming in here, and it was basically building that liquidity. Then we swept down, we tapped into the mitigation zone, this 1 hour demand area, and then we had this movement up to create that new high. But again, we have now come back straight into this area to go even lower and even deeper. And now we've had another reaction from the dollar. So first thing I can see is that we have basically taken out these lows. We use these lows as the liquidity. So we've had a lick taken there, liquidity taken there. And then we've had a big movement up. So then we've had that break of structure here as well. So with that being said, liquidity has been taken and also break of structure. What I would like to see is a pullback, which we have had. And if I go down to, let's say, the 4 hour, you'll be able to see that we have actually mitigated that 4 hour. So that could have been the move where we now actually, just carry on upwards from here, because this last down candle, if you look at this, it has come down and mitigated this. So understand that we now predominantly should be trying to look on smaller time frames to try and get into carry the dollar up. So that is my first thoughts going into the dollar. So let me just move this down. Okay, so let me just drop down to the 1 again. And let me just get rid of this. So this is tapped into the 4. I would now want to see this high be broken. And if we can see this high be broken from a 1 hour perspective, I would look at them seeing this high finish and then just trying to get in. So obviously, I know you're not going to trade the dollar on its own, but just telling you from a reference standpoint that if we can break, I want to see us, the dollar retrace. That is our area for us to then know that, okay, GU, EU, NU, so on and so on, whatever looks clear is ready for sells. So that is my predominant thoughts. And as I said in my Telegram yesterday, I said that, you guys need to understand that the dollar should be your favorite pair. The dollar on its own should be the one that you're trying to master, because it doesn't matter if you've got a nice clean setup in EU or GU or any of these other pairs. If the dollar isn't looking clean and the dollar isn't in perfect alignment, it doesn't matter how clean that EU or that other pair that you have that correlates with the dollar. It doesn't matter how nice they look. The dollar will do what a dollar does first. The dollar has over 88% liquid inside of the market. Like literally 88% of the liquid inside of the market is from the dollar. So understand that dollar takes control first, and you should be always analyzing the dollar before anything else. So yeah, first thought, we're in a 4 hour uptrend. That's one confirmation. Now we've gone from the downtrend on the 1 hour to back up to uptrend. We brought this high. So two confirmations. We have tapped into this 4 hour demand area. And if we can get that break above this, that will be your third confirmation to then obviously understand that the dollar should go and attack this 4 hour higher high. So that is my first thoughts with the US dollar. Now let's move on to now GU. So as we mentioned yesterday, GU, we're in this 4 hour range. We've got the 4 hour higher high, 4 hour lower low. And the one candle, supply candle that sticks out to me is this last buy candle before this big movement down that broke this low. So again, supply zone, we've got a lot of decisions being made in here. People buying, people selling, people making decisions. We don't, because we wait for confirmations. And then we have this last buy candle, which induces people to carry on buying. This is going to be one that breaks above and carries on. And then this whole movement comes down. So this is our supply candle. So again, predominant thoughts is, can we see this happen? Can we see this happen? Potentially. So that will be my first thought. Going down to, let's just check the two. We are currently right now, and this is where if the dollar does carry on, this is where we could get the reaction from GU, because we're in this 2 hour supply zone. We're in this 2 hour supply zone. Let me see if it can refine on the 1 hour. Yeah, you can see that we're in this 1 hour supply zone. So again, yes, if dollars first, it doesn't matter. Like we have a clean, this is like a clean buy currently for GU. But why would we buy GU if we think the dollar's going to be going up? Obviously, we need to wait for confirmation that the dollar is going to go down, so that then we go, okay, the dollar's going down, yes, GU is going up. If the dollar's going up, yes, GU is going down. So two thoughts for GU. Right now, we're in this range from this low, from a 1 hour, this low to this high. We have this area that's been mitigated. We've had this imbalance that's been refilled, and we've had these Asian lows taken. So right now, from a 1 hour, we are obviously in this uptrend. So again, prioritize obviously the uptrend. We are in this uptrend right now. So right now, and then we've had this. So with that being said, we've got this area that we need to be careful from. What I would wait for currently, just to be, truthful, is I would wait for extra confirmation, because if you look at this, naturally, I would class that as a 1 hour. It's a lick sweep, sorry. I would class that as a 1 hour lick sweep because the candle's not finished above. So can we basically be patient? Can we see reaction back into this 1 hour demand? And this is for me to be confirmed. If we can see this, so if I can see this come back into this 1 hour demand and then get another break of structure, I will then be happy to go, yeah, do you know what? GU is going to be coming up into these areas up here. If we do not get this, what could then potentially happen is this. If we come into this 1 hour demand and then we break this low, I would then potentially look in to see if the GU is going to be carrying on selling. So again, we are currently in a really important position. Be patient. Don't make any stupid mistakes. Don't rush into any trades. Make sure that you guys understand that we have with trading, you want to have extra confirmations. So when we're looking at like trading uptrend, for instance, if you have one break of structure and you're looking at, having a demand area here, that's only one confirmation. It's not really necessarily, concrete confirmation. So with that being said, you need to understand that, let's say we do mitigate this area and then we get another break, that is double confirmation. You should now be going, okay, I've had 2 breaker structures. If I've had 2 breaker structures, I am 100% participating. For me, a lot of the time, if I'm not confident enough, 1 breaker structure is not enough. So again, that could be something that, for you guys listening, that could be something that just changes the game for you. Literally just changes the game for you, potentially. So again, we either want to see this break for second confirmation, or we want to see this break, and then you can obviously sell, or you can wait for the double confirmation. If you get 2 break structures, then you'll be definitely looking to sell this down. So that is what I've got currently for GU in a decent position. EU at the moment, I've just been looking at it. I don't like the look of it at all. Obviously, my predominant area that I want to see, see mitigated is here. I want to see this imbalance and this sort of 4 hour supply zone met before me participating. Yes, this has gone up, taking out some of these highs. But let's see, we actually took out the top high. Let me just try and see like the top high here. It's not even took this high. It's not took this high. It's just took these few highs here. So just for me and my confirmations, the way that I trade, it's not really like what I like to see. Now, obviously, I noticed that we have been in this uptrend from a 1 hour. You can see that we obviously started to create, higher highs, higher lows. And now we've kind of had this dump off, which does look appetizing. For me, I'll be real with you guys. I am not going to be trading EU. I'm not going to be trading EU because currently right now, even though it's ugly as anything, this big ass candle is in control still. This big ass demand candle is in control. So for us to just sell because of this movement, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. What I would like to see is this low broke, and then that would confirm it. That would confirm it. So for me, but maybe for you guys, and I don't know if, let's say you guys got different confirmations, obviously, and you're thinking, okay, we've had a liquidity sweep. This was Asian, so Asia's been dumping. So if you guys are confident enough, then I would either wait for a reaction out of obviously the Manda area just given to see if you can get a 15-minute, 5-minute break up. I wouldn't personally. Or you can wait for this low to be broke, and then you can look to try and participate in the sells downwards. That is what I've got for EU. Like I said, it's nothing really as clean, and I will not even try to find trade ideas if they're just not clean. Obviously, we do have this area that is unmitigated, this demand area down here. If I go to the 4 hour, yeah, this 4 hours obviously unmitigated, but again, I'm going against a trend here. Like, why would I take a buy? I look for a buy here personally when all I can see is this 4 hour higher high, 4 hour lower low, break structure, and it's just downtrending. Like, why would I try and even participate in the buys? Like, I'm not too confident enough to try and look for the buys on here, if that makes sense. So yeah, EU, it's not clean enough for me. It's something that I'm going to need to wait for extra confirmation for, basically. NU, so currently right now, NU, if we're obviously going against the dollar, I love the way the NU kind of does like proper like correlate with the dollar in a way. So if you look at the dollar, we're expecting this to continue up. You know, dollar looks very, very clean at the moment. We're still in this 1 hour supply. If you look at NU right now, we have obviously took out these highs, and let's just do this. So we took out the liquidity, and we obviously now kind of like looking at breaking this. If I go down to the 1, you'll be able to see we have broke it on the 1. So first thoughts is, okay, from a 1 hour perspective, we are playing out of a supply. We've took liquidity, and we've also had a breaker structure on the 1 hour. So 1 hour break structure. So what that means to me is, can I now see up, down? That's what I'm looking for. First candle that comes into mind and I can notice straight away is I would love for us to come up into this 1 hour supply area. That'll be my first refined zone. If I could go to the 4, let's see. The 4 hour would be this whole candle. So we've got a 4 hour and we've got a 1 hour. So with that being said, 4 hour supply. So with that being said, this is the area that I would want to see. If you look at the 1 hour supply zone, we do have a bit of imbalance as well that we could come up to. No, not really, actually. It's kind of filled out there. But yeah, I would like to see NU give me a upwards movement into these areas. And I'd like to see the break that we always want to see and confirmation that we then are looking for the sells down. So that is what I'm predominantly looking for NU. Looking decent, to be fair. And I feel like obviously eventually this 4 hours, like we're getting closer and closer to this 4 hour low. I think we will take this eventually today, or maybe this week, should I say. For AU, what I can currently see is very similar to obviously NU. Again, I mentioned yesterday, I wanted, to obviously see this last week come up into this zone. We didn't get this. We had a big dump off, and then we've had an internal breaks of structure. So if you look at where we're currently at right now, we've got this 4 hour lower high, 4 hour lower low. We have, as you guys know, I always talk about, we have come up into the 50%. So we have gone above the 50%. So again, we are now in obviously premium. So with premium, we know that we can then sell off from this area. So looking at this, if I drop down to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see that currently right now, from this 1 hour break, we had this high to this low. We come up, mitigated this 1 hour supply yesterday, and we've just come back up to then mitigate this area, this last candle here. So we come back up just to rebalance, just to mitigate this area right now. So for me, on the 1 hour, for sure, it is in control. We've had another break below this low. So that's another confirmation that sells it in control. So that could be another confirmation that dollar is definitely going up potentially. So again, double confirmation. We've had one break. Really, we've had two breaks, and now we've had three breaks. So if you think about it, free break structures, obviously that is definitely a good confirmation. So again, could we see this just carrying on? If we do, if we come back in right now from a 1 hour perspective, this candle's in control. So we could just move away from this candle from a 15-minute standpoint. So from a 15-minute, if I drop down to the 15, actually, you'll be able to see that this is my 15-minute lower high and my 15-minute lower low. So what I would like to see is, are we going to get a movement from here downwards? If we don't, because right now we've got a 4 hour selling off, we've got a 1 hour selling off downtrend, we've got a 50-minute downtrend. If we get a break above this 15-minute lower high, then obviously what I'm going to be waiting for is if we go to the 1 hour, can we look to rebalance around these areas, around this area? Can we look to then sell off around the 1 hour supply? So again, just to double confirm with you guys that are, obviously maybe didn't get that. We're either going to sell off from here, from a 15-minute trend, and carry on down, or we're going to come up above and we're going to then look to try and participate to sell from that area and carry on the trend. So that is what I've got for AUD USD. Let's jump over to Great British Pound against the Japanese yen. So as you guys can currently see from a 4 hour, just move that. We have had that break of structure here. So if I just go quickly to the daily and I get rid of this, you'll be able to see that we had a reversal and another break. So that is my 4 hour break structure. So this low to this high is now my 4 hour higher low and higher high. So if we go to the 4, you'll be able to see that's my 4 hour higher low, my 4 hour higher high. So first thoughts is eventually we want to see a 50% pullback. So with that 50% pullback, let's see if we can see a certain area, because from a 4 hour, there's nothing clean enough that looks like this or looks like this that stands out. And as you can see, if you follow this, I know it's a bit of a mess, but like if we come up, this area had a pullback mitigated this zone, we come up again. This area come back mitigated this zone, and then we just had movement up. So there's nothing really clean that I can potentially see. So the only area from a 1 hour perspective is I would like to see GJ come down a little bit, where it looks like we are currently right now. 50% mark is around this area. So let's get rid of this. And the first thing that comes out, let's get rid of this 15 supply zone first, demand zone. But the 1 hour perspective, I have this area. If I go to the 2 hour, let's see if we can see anything. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So we've got this area here. So that'll be my predominant thoughts. Like, can I see GJ come back into these areas and then get that movement back up to carry on? That will be my first thought. Also understand that if we're going to come into this area, we do have this zone here as well that could potentially be moved out of, because it is there, that candle, it is clear to see. I'd like to see the one below, like this, to be fair, there's not imbalance. So this could be the area actually that we do react from. Either these two areas we're going to react from. We're either going to react out of this area or this area. Predominantly, this one's got imbalance, so it could be this one. So let's say we are waiting now patiently to see if we can see the move from either of these two areas and confirm that we now want to buy up. So that is what I'm waiting for. And as you can see, GJ is making its move down. So get your alert set and keep an eye on that. Going into USD CAD, and this is the last one I'm going to cover because USD CHF, I don't like the look of any of it. As you guys can see currently, we are obviously in this trend from this 4 hour higher low to this 4 hour higher high. Obviously, eventually, I would like to see a 50% retracement. So again, I would like to see at least, take out these lows and come into this area. Predominantly this would be the daily probably pullback that I'd like to see into this area. This will be a daily demand area. This is nowhere near right now, of course. And then probably from a 4 hour perspective, I would like to see like these last two candles be met from a 4 hour. So that is what I would like to see. But currently right now, we're nowhere near that. So we don't need to worry about that. as you can see right now, the next candle that I need to keep an eye on for my 4 hour is here. This 4 hour is still in control, this 4 hour demand. So 4 hour demand, we're obviously breaking up above now. What I would look out for, and let's see if we can refine it, is can we see a pullback to then obviously carry it on? That'll be my first thought for USD CAD. So that'll be the 4 hour zone. Yes, you could potentially refine this into this last candle here. So maybe that one might be best off. I like to refine them, even if sometimes I can miss, because I need to see that change of trend anyway. So this will be the area that I'm trying to look out for. If I drop down to the 2 hour, does it look a bit more cleaner? Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Obviously, if you look from a 1 hour, this is mitigated this candle. If we broke up, this come back down to take this candle, mitigate it. Now we're just waiting for this to have a pullback into this area. And then, yeah, with USD CAD, if it's following obviously the US dollar, I'd expect to see this. I'd expect from this area to carry on upwards. And that aligns with obviously GU and EU and NU and AU selling off as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for today, guys, in regards to pairs and in regards to the dollar. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask down below on the comment section. And as always, as I always mention, feel free to go to my bio and, follow me on Instagram. My only Instagram is in my bio. We do have a few fake accounts of me, so be aware of that. And then also I have my free Telegram, which is in my bio as well. And I just share down markups and other stuff, lifestyle stuff, and so on and so on. But yeah, anytime any of you guys need me, feel free to obviously reach out. I'm here to help you guys as much as I possibly can. This is a passion of mine. I love educating people, love giving people knowledge as well. So guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Take care and God bless. Have an amazing day.